is the groundbreaking exploration for the first years of the campaign for the SOS.WA. This is the first edition. This is by Thomas Fleming, and also the Kirkus Reviews, which is pretty popular, and the Sun, Moon, and Form, which is borders, and also the foundations that they have at the e-books. Thompson Rivers, and that's federal, statewide, state, and quarterlies that they got going on, which is pay for your quarterly for your 4 years out, which is astounding. 1.5 million pays for housing, and also your arrangements, your key, your student ID, and also your arrangements and everything for your classes that are submitting for also the paperwork, and also the paperwork, and also quarterly paperwork you use for your notes in your class and your mortuaries they have. Custody is afraid of courthouse, and also the 32nd usually, and that's also George Washington's house. We got the Joseph Wharton School, the real official school, and this is Derek W. Bick. Warren, Derek W. Bick. They really call him Warren, W-A-R-N, as Warrant Officer of the Year on the status and protocol for the statute of limitations for the 101st, 82nd, and also the United States Air Force Academy, which Mr. Wade is no more needed for the services, and he's no more the general. And this is the United States of America, the compound information, Mr. Wick. Mr. Wickwire, Derek Wickwire, Mr. Warrant Officer Derek Wickwire. He persuaded and moved a lot of books, mortuaries, and also technology, which is MIT, which was removed from Columbia Park, and that's Todd Story, and also the sheriff deputies, Mr. Taylor and Warnick, and also Taylor, and also Keene. And this is each of them have 50 years, so that's 150 years right there off the bat. They have the establishment with the mid-1773-76, and it's published in October 2015, October 21st, 1972. Source books. This is Keeping It Real. He's a founder of American Revolutionists. He's a historian, in fact, for asking for igniting the American Revolution for light over at the Taco Bell, which they own Othello, basically, or Simon's Mall. So, and there's a somatic look your device switch that's used to refrigerate potatoes, and it sits on here at the P.F. Chang's Mall, Simon's Mall here, Columbus Center Boulevard. Collects some fries or preserved fries are in there, and they sit there and steal from others. So he's quite the individual. Give him a whack some gravel and pea gravel, put some jumbo seals, concrete liners, and electric kilowatt wire from Canada that's connected to Simon's Mall. There's a liquor reactor component from Richmond, Washington, Queens 8. And Mr. Wick asked for light. He's been influenced alcohol, drugs, whole 9 yards. Just after light. He's pretty self-employed. He's vessel excavations of Boston, concurrence of rotating books around the library, and he's burnt out. Maybe needs a break or something. And that's a wake-up call, bear spray in his face. Maybe that's a big ignition switch. There's a conduit of popularity of persuading or using the system, Social Security office, moving issuing checks for the popularity for struggling for his autumn, falls, and winter quarter. But anyways, Hastings been closed out, and Mr. Arthur W. wants some attention from the individuals here at the administration offices. He seems to be in full and passionate military history, and he inspired himself, and he went a long way in the United States Air Force. He's no more longer there. Mr. Wade, he's the general and persuasion commander of the military, and those drones and compound units that they have going on in the Boeing. And Mr. Wick, warrant officer, of course, this is the author of Derek W. Bick. He's been a passionate military history for oration at MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Boston, Pizza, Best of Mark. Now it's Panda Walks, Chinatown. But this MIT in Canada this is the Boston Revolution, which is carried out to be a awesome campaign for looking appreciated pursue his writing and be a compassionate army force reserves as well, with the compassionate for the natural disasters that they partake and carry. This is October 2015 source books. These are journals and also American Documentation and Revolution has been used, and they further their process their system since Scalia is no more. He's a freelance Christian, and they lowered him, and that all expenses paid in full. And also the route crest with the golden stripes. He's no longer there as well. And we got the administration office, and also Badger's walking out and keeping her mouth shut, and whatever with her dies with her, as well with the administration, George Bush's administration office as well. Gated community, the revolution of gated community. Now, yet must be accurate. This is a 200-yard rifle, a long range reloaded. It's a shot, fortunately rammed for a snug fit. It's unfortunately the best weapon used in George Washington. I swear it's across for straight for your courthouse. Can't miss it. It says engraved in a portrait of Benedict Arnold in 1777. That's Lola. No, that's for grandma. She's Indian, not black, Chinese, Cook, any river snake, or Korean, Philippine, or and that's cited Mr. Bruce Lee. All the relatives are dead right next to it, as you can see. Siblings to him is Donald Trump and Byron and Eric, and also Jason, go to which is his brother. He's no more longer. Donald Trump's brother is a alcoholic, and he's a fringe bench, takes virgin prison and womanizer. You can see Lola, Roberta, and Donald Trump, and Bill Gates. And he has some nerve just flying in, thinking he owns the air campaign, which he doesn't. So Wade's no more longer here. But the only witness you got in materialistic listen is Mr. Derek E. Beck. And if you get rid of him, you get rid of many thousands, millions. Just lowering him or exposing the committee, yeah, you got pretty good. But pretty much he's making his daily to the view in a biographic and biography, newspapers, campaigns, letters of reports, journals, diaries, automatics, and also the analogs, which are carried from all the way to 118 chapters in Christian book, and chapters for the revelation and rise of fall and rise of Jesus Christ Almighty. Now these are the footnotes and measuring notes, and also the remains are removed out of the Columbia Park. Todd Story and Eugene F. Pratt, Sandy Strong, Dick Cheney, Liz Cheney, and also the American Siege Force of 1760. That'd be Colin Powell, Don Rumsfeld, and also Miller Campaign, the Canadian locals. These all total forces available in sickle leave and campaigns with their swine flu and whatnot. But this is Battle of Quebec and City and Badger General Montgomery attack. This is 200 local Canadians and Arnold attack. This is militia that comes in and come back at my doorway. Now this is the backyard, and that's Canada. Front yard is Spokane. Other yard side is Idaho, and other way is also Oregon. So this Livingston Major Brown Finney's Fence Canadian Regiment. These guns or assessments are right on. The portrait's right underneath Lola Hernandez. Known for the fact her mortuary underneath the camping for the CDs, that's Tupac. They sure don't like black minorities inside the reservation or Indian populace, especially when they're at the putting their hand in the mailbox and saying it's their mailbox. Go figure. Now, city of Everon's in Quebec, the siege of blockade. Mr. Wickwire is a witness here. That's pepper spray ain't effective. Guess the influence of alcohol and drugs don't affect until you wake up to it. Now, the death of General Montgomery, the attack of Quebec on December 31st in 1775. December 3rd was the war campaign where Big Boy and Little Boy from Adams County, which is transported from all the way to Queensgate, Little Boy and a Big Boy, they drop on Hiroshima. Now, the death of General Montgomery, attack of Quebec, December 31st, 1770, by John Tumble, 1756-1840, courtesy of the Yale University Art Gallery. Now, they're both lowered. The twofer, double dipper, triple dipper, peas and carrots. Peas and carrots. Now this is going to be a major blow for the decision for the strike triple road defenders. No, triple. There's peas and carrots and the triple dipper. Rows of defenders held their fire in elegant column, and light infantry marched up the breach toward him. And these are boycotts, missionaries, components. They hide in the midst and have a glistering kind of glow to them. They are approached by the sacred ground place early in the start. Perhaps lead Professor most made march by. British colony determined to plow through the Stark's men by Doubting alone. Only one of them, but there's millions. There's nearly enough to begin for this charge. Gully barrels have been steered. Level in England gave to the order being fired. 50 or double cobble fence defenders instantly disappeared, and the thick plumb white smoke. These are key adjectives, proverbs, descriptions, adverbs, predicates. They're just to flower and distraught and blind their adversaries. Knowing the Royal Artillery and Royal Regiments, HMS Larry Marines and Seamen, and Slope Hunter Seamen in my in the background. You see that's Gerald Johnson, Green Berets, and also Mary. That's Manbach, United States Marine Corps, and that's Jay Mueller, United States Air Force. That's Mr. McCabe, Navy. And don't forget the administration office they have there, that's the Pentagon. And that nuclear deterrent that was launched at the Pentagon was a nuclear warhead. Let's put that right there across the street from Ferry Courthouse. Now, it's a sad thing, Ferry Courthouse, and also administration officer Barry was caught on fire and launched an attack on him with the drones flying over him. So nuclear-powered drones, nuclear ordinances. Takes down short-range missiles. As you can see, it says, Mr. Indeed, impractical, this expedition in Canada marked the first truly aggressive, warlike act American undertook by ISIS, Taliban members, and also Al-Qaeda in northern province and Fallujah. These awesome predicates and adversaries are considered on passages into the igniting the fire ignition in Washington State, George Washington. Truly aggressive warlike Americans undertook. White, black minorities, posing as white minorities. Look at this. Until the point of supremacist Lexington Concord, American culture argued to act in self-defense. Fortified breed argued for the second bear arms, Amendment 2. 41-year-old Schuyler, pronounced Schuyler. Sky, third major general of Immigrants Ward, Charlie Lee. Desperate lack of military experience. And this is Jay Mueller, United States Air Force. And this is property rights and administration rights, and also Mr. Bruce Lee. That's on the grave site there, with their siblings and their children as well. This is the Enterprise of the schooner Liberty. This is old, freshly built, comprised with the first American Navy sanctioned by Continental Congress 131. 118 chapters. Jesus Christ Almighty, okay, Christian book here. And it comes from Graham. Now this is the triple double dipper. Peas and carrots. Reinforcements arrived to freeze. A fortunate fair help the rise and morals of the troops. British gunboats recurring waterways discovered an American base and nukes, and opened fire. And Conogan gunners responded to kind of their cannon, some blind squarely. You see the cannons on the left and right flank of the chest. Squarely in their skinny supposed of the crew's action was short of marked the first victory of the Canadian campaign organized in the men. Montgomery and anxious to capitalize newfound enthusiasm preferred, but not yet salt Fort St. John's. Delayed in several days, quarters around in thunderstorm, thunderclouds, thunder, and also backed up with a cesspool of diseases, incorporated with all these fools, energized by these fool men. Montgomery was anxious to capitalize all of them. All these nauseous, supposed diseased fools from the Senate office cess into the corridors and gates and seeping through like serpent insects with their food, grueling and sickening to the poor sedentary conditions, changing their weather, expediting problems and the bearings.